Hello, 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 and welcome to the channel. It's our hustle queen, Miss Mary Ellen. Good evening, Miss Mary Ellen.
Good evening. I am playing with the camera here.
Yes,
I
and
realized
Miss
my
Mary
head was cut
Ellen's
off.
dirty, dirty secret. What do you own, Miss Mary Ellen? It's all fancy and stuff.
Huh?
French press.
Oh, good Lord. We on my coffee.
Yes, we are. Let's talk about the various coffee items you own. So you have a French press.
Actually, I have two. I have three. I have a glass one that makes just one cup of coffee. I
Oh.
have a glass one that makes up to 28 ounces.
Mhm.
And then I have a stainless steel one.
Okay, and that Turkish one.
I have the Turkish little pot to make, turkey sand coffee. But I don't make it in sand. I make it on the stove. But yes,
Mhm. And what's that other one you got?
I have an Italian reverse percolator or espresso machine, Italian espresso. I also have percolator, old timey percolator. Take that one camping. I make you some good campfire coffee. That was by the
Mhm.
fourth day of camping. You are going to be full of energy after morning coffee. Um, I also own when you walk in a restaurant
Yeah.
and they have that big coffee pot, they push the button and have
Yeah,
coffee. I have one
I've
of
seen that.
those. I
I've
have one of
seen it.
those. I also have a coffee maker that I can put the beans in it and set what time for it to make. I prefer my French press.
I know you do. So let me ask you this. Are you going to include a link to a French press? Ooh, bounced
I
that one in
can.
your
I
yeah.
can. I can.
Okay, okay, Miss Mary Ellen.
Man,
Because
these
you
backgrounds that I look up and I can't see my mic. And I'm like, yeah, where's my
yeah,
mic
mine's
at?
gone too. So I've got a different microphone set. By the way, it is the headset that I could not hear you and the port on the refurbished computer. Because when I changed ports, I could hear you with a different headset. But I'm going to use this headset from now on, and
Okay.
I can hear you just fine.
Get you a can of
Uh,
air and clean your ports on your computer.
yeah, we've got a can of air. I've just been freaking lazy, having mental health issues. So let's talk about AI before we get into today's video. Talk about AI in Amazon. So he sent out the article that AI will be replacing a lot of administrative Amazon positions. What are your thoughts on that, Miss Mary Ellen?
Well, it creates a few scenarios here when it comes to these customer service gig positions or job positions, whether it's a W 2 or a 1099, there is fixing to be much more competition.
Yes. And it's not just from AI. We are a global
Well,
workforce.
too, the employees are going to be looking for work.
Yeah.
The employees that are Amazon employees that are fixing to lose their positions due to AI,
Hmm.
they are going to be looking for work and they're going to be looking for work hard. And if they've been with Amazon for a year or more and you are just getting started and you don't have some specialized skills or know how to bring the skills you have out on your resume and in your cover letter
Hmm.
and in your interview,
Hmm.
you're not even in the running.
Yeah.
Plus, that just shows how much closer it is to AI taking over our positions. So, diversify needs to include your portfolio. I don't care if you've got $1. Don't buy that pack of gum, invest it.
Yeah. And speaking of investment, there's places like Google certificates, Coursera, Allison Learning. Um,
Um, there's another one I've got. Hold on. There's Allison, and then there's another one.
We'll get the links in there.
Yeah, we'll get some links up for y'all. Maybe even do another video just on that because it looks
Well,
like we gonna have a talk after this about maybe doing 2 videos a week.
I think I brought that up to you. I
There's
think this is
just too
Sunday's
much.
topics. I think this is Sunday's topic.
Yeah, because there's too much going on out there. Y'all open your eyes and pay attention. Let me tell you
Mhm.
something. I had a good friend of mine that was going to school to she was case manager for my
Mhm.
handicapped son.
Mhm.
And she was young and she was working her doing that, but she was getting a degree in psychology.
Mhm.
And she told me one time something that made a whole lot of sense.
Mhm.
Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you.
Yeah.
And the bottom line is they're not out to get us. They're in big business. They are trying to make a dime
Mhm.
the most efficient way possible. But
Yeah.
in doing so, they're taking that dime away, that nickel away from us. I don't know how an
Yeah.
economy is even going to work like that because if they're making money replacing us with AI,
Mhm.
where are we going to have the money to buy their goods with?
Yeah.
So,
This
I'm just
really is.
yelling you, there's fixing to be some more chickens and some rabbits and some
Mhm.
goats up on this place.
Yeah. And we'll discuss what's going on with my situation and me having to diversify Sunday.
Yeah, and that has
Oh,
revamped also how this affected how my retirement plans are going to be going.
yeah.
And I've
Yeah.
known most of my life this was coming. We all have.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So let's get into gigs, talking about diversifying and stuff. Um, so I've got, of course, my little side interviews going up, and you've got yours again tomorrow, starting tomorrow. But what were you doing today, Miss Mary Ellen? How'd you spend your day today?
Well, to most of the day today, and due to my lack of planning, calming down and planning, I ended up only doing one mystery shop. But I the day was doing using apps, and GigSpot has an app.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I secret shop. You can do it online or do it on the app. I kind of mix it up and use
Mm-hmm.
them both. I'll do like the tests and stuff they want you to do to qualify for certain companies. I do those on the computer. It's easier for me to see, easier for me to do. Um, but when I'm out and about, I do it in the car, and I've got some plans coming up to do just take a day, probably this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and combine some apps and a project from UTest
Yeah.
together so that I just have to leave the house and go to this one town one day. And I'll combine some errands in with that too. Save gas.
Okay, so let's hold up because you went over something I want to touch on. Let's talk about ice. What's ice secret shop? What is it? Mystery shopping from the 80s?
Well, it is mystery shopping. They do have some surveys.
Mhm.
Um, they are high end. You will do an MSP agreement with most
Mhm.
of the companies on there. You will do education on there. GigSpot requires education for a lot of those.
Yep.
The bottom line is a platform. iSecret Shop, GigSpot, they are platforms that these other companies come into and say, all right, y'all, we've got this to do. Who wants to do it? But they're going to make sure you're qualified to do it first.
Yeah.
They have opinion polls, and iSecret Shop also offers tech support if you need help.
Good. Good. So how do you find a mystery shop platform? How do you get started? Do you have to have experience? What's going on with that?
There are actually ways to become a certified shopper and to be certified in certain things, such as airline. I'm not going to do that one because I don't have the kind of money I'm going to spend on a airplane ticket and wait to be reimbursed for it.
Yeah,
That's just not what's going to happen. I also have too many animals around here to tend for, and they ain't paying reimbursing my pay for that to happen. Um, you can there are several certificates, and I did not even think to look those up. Hold on.
that's
They'll
okay.
ask you in some places, do you have these? I don't have um any of the certifications, but I do have experience.
Mm-hmm.
There are industry specific programs.
Mm-hmm.
There's MSPA. I will get y'all's In Touch Insight. That's
Mm-hmm.
another place you can get some mystery shopping done.
Mm-hmm.
But they also offer all kinds of different certifications in different things. Sometimes you're going to go in and reveal that you're the mystery shopper.
Absolutely.
Most of the time, you're not going to. But when you get that camera out and you start taking pictures of the signs and the dumpster and the front of the building, they realize, oh, we just had a mystery shopper.
Yeah.
And do not, if you're told not to reveal yourself, don't. I personally know of a store. They had a competition throughout the industry that whoever won, they had the highest scores in mystery shops for a year. The entire crew got a trip to Hawaii. They figured out who the mystery shopper was and was giving her free meals. They won. They probably would have won on their own anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Then everybody went to Hawaii, and then everybody promptly lost their jobs, including the manager.
Mm-hmm.
And the mystery shopper was blackballed across the industry.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Like, I don't have a car. Can I still mystery shop?
Yes, you can do mystery shops over the phone. They want you to call and ask certain questions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, I just moved here and I want to. I've mystery shop funeral homes over the telephone.
Okay.
Um, I'm also, y'all, don't if you live in a super small town, don't mystery shop in your town.
Yeah.
People know you, whether you know them or not. I mean, I'm in a small town. I go to town once a week to find out what I've been doing. So, um, it's just not a good idea. And then like that for that example I gave about the trip to Hawaii, it was an extremely small town, extremely small, brand new store. It just opened there. They never had anything like this in that town before, and it somebody just spilled the beans.
Yeah. It happens. It happens. So we've got places like Gig Spot, we got iSecret Shop. So what kind of work does a mystery shopper do? Are you said something about taking pictures? Is there a report, certain questions?
Yes, they will give you. You'll get to look at the form you're going to fill out, the questions they're asking for that particular store ahead of time so you know what to observe. Don't walk in there with a clipboard and stuff. Now, I used to do mystery shops decades ago. That's how we done them. We put it on a clipboard and I mean, we're writing down prices, but we didn't even have scanners then. We were took a gun and put the stickers on the products. Um, so um, you're going to read that. A lot of them are going to have you do a class online. And a lot of them it's just reading and then do a test. Sometimes you don't even have a test after it. Where they think, this is what we are looking for when we send mystery shoppers in. We want a picture of the front of the store.
Yeah,
We want you to take pictures outside, but please make sure you don't get anybody's license plate or any person in there.
yeah.
Um, we want a picture inside the restroom.
Mhm.
A lot of your mystery shops for gas stations, truck stops, places like that, they want you to go in that restroom and make sure. I know I used to work at a local truck stop as a cashier,
Mhm.
um, and you hear a funky little bell over the radio playing in there every hour. There was a male and a female on duty assigned that when they heard that bell every shift, they went straight to the bathrooms and cleaned them every hour. End of discussion. It didn't matter what you were doing. You finished with that customer and you told the customer behind them, I'm sorry, I need to close my register, and told them where the other two registers in the store were, and you went and cleaned that bathroom.
Yeah.
I won't say the name of it, but if when I'm out traveling, that's where if there's one of those around, that's where I stop for my fuel and to use the restroom.
Absolutely. So, what's the pay range on, if not a phone mystery shop? Because I can talk about those a little bit. I do a lot of those. So, you go out to the stores, maybe it's a gas station, maybe it's a restaurant, maybe it's a retail outlet, maybe it's something else. What can I expect as far as pay? Because, maybe I want to do what you're going to do and go out to town and just do a bunch of shops with the activities that you got planned. And maybe I'm just like, is it worth going out there?
It can vary anywhere from $5 to
Mhm.
$100.
Mhm.
And you can negotiate. Like I had somebody at one of those places literally text me this morning and say, "Look, I've got this store in these locations.
Mhm.
Can you do any of them?" And I said, "Well, I can do this one or this one." And I needed 10 more dollars than they were offering, but I mean, it was a ways for me to drive. And said, "Well, which one do you want to do? And I'll meet your price." So I went and did that.
Mhm.
And then I come home and uploaded the pictures. I was planning on going the other direction and running some errands from the house and pick up a couple of mystery shops there.
Mhm.
But one of my main gigs that didn't know if they were going to work today or not had decided they were working, so I stayed and done that. And I'll do the other
Absolutely.
this weekend. But the idea, you've got to plan. If
Mhm.
I'm going to say Nashville,
Mhm.
I go ahead and check. Um, every app I can. I'll go online because if I'm at home, I'm gonna do it here. And I take them. I open MapQuest on my
Mhm.
computer, and after I decide which ones I want to take and tell them I'm going to take them, I make sure I have the knowledge. I print out any letters that I may need. They'll give you a letter. They say if somebody walks up to you and says, "What are you doing?" when you're doing the picture phase, you hand them this letter. As you've done your mystery shop and check the inside of the store in the bathroom before you do the pictures, because most of the time the pictures are outside. Pictures inside, sometimes they want you that most of the time they'll have you go ahead and let the manager know, reveal yourself to the manager. So then I'll go ahead and print that out. You can pull it up on your screen. Just take a screenshot of it and email it to your and text it to yourself, or
Yeah.
send it to your. I send pictures back and forth between my phone and the computer.
Mhm.
I upload it. I send myself a Facebook Messenger with the pictures.
That,
That's all you
that,
need. But then you organize it. I can throw it if you do the free membership at MapQuest.
mhm.
You put your starting address, your home address, and then round trip, and you put all of these stops in there, and you tell it order it in the most either fuel efficient way,
Or time
shortest
saving.
way, or time saving. It gives you some choices in there, and that it's a round trip. And I plan
Mhm.
it all out, and then I check the apps. What am I going to do? But then when I get there, every time I stop, I check them apps again because they may update with something.
Mhm. Absolutely. So those are some great information on mystery shops. Now, mystery shops pay out on a schedule rather than
Yes.
like a regular employment schedule rather than just a gig
Hmm.
schedule.
And it may be
So,
different. Just because you're on GigSpot doesn't mean you're not getting necessarily getting paid by GigSpot. You're getting paid by the company that is advertising their mystery shops on GigSpot, and some of them pay out the week after it's done. Some of them do it
six to
48,
eight
72
weeks.
hours after it's done. Some of them pay out once a month. So if you do it in January, you're going to get paid sometime in February, and it may be the first, the middle of the month, or the end of the month.
Yeah,
Um, so pay attention to that. Have a calendar and put it on the calendar on the wall in front of you where you can see it.
absolutely. So I did a $35 gig spot one that pays out in 2 more weeks. So
Yeah.
I really enjoy GigSpot as a platform. I do web and phone ones, and definitely love it. Is there any screen sharing about mystery shopping that you want to do before we go off to some other apps?
Let's wait and see if we have any questions later on, because I think we're going to have questions on this that we're going to need to maybe answer this weekend when we do
Other
the
video.
Sunday one.
Okay.
Um, but I will put some links to some apps that
Hmm.
are mystery shopping or going and doing something like I do. We Go Look. There's no mystery shopping to that, but it's a good app to make money from. You are maybe delivering a letter,
Hmm.
knock on the
Taking
door, they're there,
pictures.
you hand it to them. You're taking pictures of a piece of property somebody's wanting to borrow money against. You
Hmm.
are taking pictures of wrecked vehicles, assets. You are every once in a while, sometimes on that one you go like somebody is an employee and they didn't return their equipment. They'll send you to put it out there for somebody to go pick it up.
Yeah. And there was one in my area that the owner lived out of town and wanted to make sure the house was not occupied,
Correct.
inappropriately occupied. So I was to take pictures. I didn't take it because it was a little far from me, but they wanted pictures taken. And literally, does this look occupied? Because it was supposed to be an unoccupied building that he was getting ready to fix up and sell. Um, so we talked a little bit about We Go Look. Now, what's the pay on We Go Look and how often are you paid?
We Go Look pays every Friday.
Okay.
And it varies. I mean, and again, if it's a little far from me, I can put a bid in and say, well, I'll take this, but you've got the app has figured it at 30 miles and it's actually 35, 37, 38, 40, whatever. And you're not understanding it's 35 miles an hour the whole way. So it's going to take a little bit of extra time. And as a general rule, they've met me, but now I'm reasonable in that. Um, Going rate is around $1, maybe $1.50 per mile.
Mhm.
For this type of work. If you're hauling
So,
stuff, I mean, you want me to go pick a car up for you, you're gonna pay me $2 a mile plus expenses.
okay. So what happened during the rainstorm that you were washed out?
Which rainstorm when?
Was
I
that
mean, it's
was
pouring
that
down
the
rain right now.
no. Was that We
We
Go
had two
Look or
tornadoes last night at the same time that by
that,
road were 3 hours apart.
okay, I'm going to prompt you because I don't want to give away the details. You could see the car from where you were at, but you were flooded out. And was it We Go Look and you had to tell them you were flooded out?
Oh, that was the one. We Go Look last year. It was another Middle Tennessee monsoon season. Didn't think about it. We have roads here, paved roads
Mhm.
that go under the creek. You drive through the creek,
Yeah.
and it was just a way of doing it without disturbing things. Um, I knew that this was in an area like that,
Hmm.
but I didn't think about it. And I took it. I just kind of wanted that house. It was a really pretty day. Well, this
Hmm.
particular road, when you get down there, the asphalt stops and the creek, normally a creek, goes around this way and goes down. And but there's still road and houses over there, but it's church roads,
Yeah.
and it's a hill up there. Now, at the time, I was driving a Saturn View. Anybody who doesn't know, the only metal on the body of a Saturn View is the hood. They are molded plastic. They're a unibody. They put two
Mm.
pieces together and they inject plastic in there and they take it out. They put a hood on it. They put glass in it and they put axles and a drivetrain in it. It will float. I'm pretty sure. I didn't try it, but I would bet it would. For somebody who's used to driving a big pickup truck, um, it'd been raining. This was beyond a creek at this point. I mean, the flood, it wasn't hadn't covered the full floodplain for it, but it was. And I could see that car up on that hill.
Mhm.
I went walking across that water. I went and drove across that water in a 1 ton. That's
Yeah.
how hard it was running. And so I stepped out, took pictures of the water. I took a little video because so you can see because when you went right at the curve,
Mhm.
which is the other side, that water was running so hard it had white caps on it.
Oh Lord.
I had no signal to call anybody. I turned it around, come back home, sent them the pictures. I actually called and I said, "There ain't no way. Y'all gonna have to wait about a week and send somebody out there in a 4-wheel drive. As it might be down by then. We were still under a flood watch. All the water hadn't come down from up above us yet. And they actually paid me
Mhm.
for having gone out there to cover my fuel and my time.
Yeah. They're reasonable, but you got to show proof.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect to get paid.
Hmm.
It was just to prove I didn't just get lazy and decide I wasn't going to do it because that happens a lot. They've also got a thing in there now that they started last year. When you finish taking the pictures of the asset, you have to turn around and do a selfie because they were, instead of business casual, they were having people show up to do a in bathing suits. Like, dude, put your bathing suit on, put your little casual business dress over to just a one piece dress, do and then go on to the lake.
Yeah.
Really? I have to send these people a picture of myself now because of other people doing that.
Yeah.
I just, I, I still don't understand why they have signs up at the courthouse that say, shoes required, no admittance if you have on shorts, halter tops, and no shoes. I mean, really, who would show up at the courthouse like that?
Somebody did.
Apparently, a lot of people did.
Yes. So I want to go to I View It, but before we do that, I want to preface this with a story if you're comfortable sharing. How did I View It really make a good financial impact to you last year when that platform just, we're not going to mention names, when things went awry?
Okay, so I kept checking it. I view it does a lot of gets a lot of calls for landscape checking of businesses this time of year. You
Mhm.
know, corporate wants to make sure that the grass is kept clean, there's no holes in the parking lot, the drainage system's working correctly, maintained, the dumpsters aren't running over, and stuff like that. So I would go over to the next county. Actually, this
Mhm.
particular time we're talking about, um, I had went to the other side of the next county to
Uh-huh.
pick up something off Facebook Marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, wait a minute, let me see if I can make some money on the way home. I hit every Dollar General between there and here, which was a lot.
Yeah.
Um, just doing the landscape pictures outside to make sure that the grass had been cut. And I close to $200 in one day,
Yeah.
just working my way back from an errand I run. It's
Yes.
like this weekend, what I've got planned, I know that there are some shops
Mm-hmm.
that involve mailing packages, and I'll be reimbursed for the postage. I've got something to mail to a family member. It is in the right rate limit, and I can mail that, be reimbursed for the postage, plus paid for doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there is a cluster of stores right there together
Mm-hmm.
around the particular post office I need to go to. So I'm going to do those. I'm going to pick up my dog food. I am going to pick up any groceries I need. I am
Mm-hmm.
going to do, right now, it's looking like 5 mystery shops.
Mm-hmm.
So my gas to go over there is going to be paid for.
Yep.
Sending this package to this family member is going to be paid for.
Mm-hmm.
Um, whatever groceries I pick up is going to be paid for. Probably the 100 pounds of dog food is going to be paid for too.
Yeah. Now, was there
And
any
I'll have some left
ideas?
over. Some of them are going to be iView. Some of them are coming off of iSecret Shop. Some of them are coming from GeekSpot. And I will keep checking the We Go Look to see if
Mhm.
anything. There is a We Go Look. It may be gone by then, because it's been on there for 3 or 4 days. But it's similar to what you're talking about. They just wanted to see if a residential property is occupied or not.
Yeah. And stacking this, you can, you're not going to sit there and be like $4,000 or $5,000 a month, but what bills is this paying? That's the question we ask.
Right. Like this weekend, in one day,
Mhm.
I will buy 100 pounds of dog food.
Mhm.
I will get this package shipped off to this family member that I keep forgetting.
Mhm.
Um, I will make enough to fill my car back up with gas.
Mhm.
I'll have enough left over probably to pay at least one of the cell phone bills.
Yeah.
Now, if I
And
did each of these
mhm.
separately, it'd be a different
Uh,
story because if the gas used, I'd have to go there 3 or 4 times, 5 times,
mhm.
whatever, and whatnot. Um, would be, you know, don't do that. If you're going to do deliveries, I'll even check the Roadie app, and if there's something needs picking up and delivered right in that area or on my way back,
Mhm.
I will pick it up and deliver it.
What's Roadie?
Um, Roadie is an app where it's kind of like Spark. Now, Spark only is for Walmart orders, but
Mhm.
Roadie, I see stuff on there for Tractor Supply, Walmart,
Mhm.
some of these little mom and pop stores that are specialty stores, like you know how there's a clothing store in your town, in your little town, that's
Mhm.
been there for 100 years and it's still family owned and still being run. Somebody needs a delivery. It goes out on the Roadie app.
Very, very good. And that's an app in the Android and iPhone.
It is. I'll put a link to that on here. There'll be links to some that I haven't even talked about. Anything I put links under the video for are apps I have personally used. If you have specific questions, and I do ask, it's not going to upset me if you do not use my referral links, but I ask that you use mine and Becky's referral links because we take time out of our days that we could be working and making money, and we do these videos to help you. We've been there, lost, nowhere to go, just getting started,
Yeah.
lost contract for no reason of our own, lost a contract because this just wasn't clicking with us. Um, and we did that, and we pay for subscription. We pay, both of us, for a
Yeah.
Zoom subscription to be able to record the videos. Um,
And
so
for the Facebook group.
and for the Facebook group, we those videos, we record those videos just for the Facebook group. So and sometimes we record them to where we can upload them to Facebook and they stay, they don't get took down. Um, we don't make that much off of a referral link, but it's enough to at least help us cover that so we can still be doing what we need to do, paying the
Mhm.
bills, putting this help out there. And, you know, if you, when you get into it, if you want to make money off of your referrals, help somebody else with their referrals, because what you plant is what you will reap. You can't plant corn seeds and expect to reap tomatoes when time comes to start cleaning it in.
Yeah. And Sunday is going to be kind of an eye-opening topic because I know we've talked about this on the Facebook group in the chats and stuff, and you and I have had extensive talks about this between the two of us for months now, off and on, about where these jobs are going, what's happening, and the scary situation in the news
True.
about some of these. So this will be very, very eye-opening come um, Sunday.
Sunday's video may be a little bit longer, and I'm just
Yeah,
warning y'all now. Get you some chickens or some ducks. Get you some rabbits.
yeah, it's there's going to be some eye-opening. Let me ask you this because I do have some questions. We fielded some questions in the Facebook group before when we've done these Zooms, and this is for the YouTube channel, which is a slightly different audience. When I go out, say I have a car and I do an I view it, what's the process? So I go to the store location and they're like, take X amount of pictures. So I take the pictures. Do I just leave right then?
Some people do not. With I view it, I view it is so easy. You open it up, you start the view because you've already claimed it. And when you claim one, you got so many hours. It tells you how many hours you got before you claim it. You can do a preview where it tells you gives you an overview of what they want you to do. They're going to tell you. Um, Give me just a second. Let me answer this.
So I view it will give you a preview, and I know this from there. And where you're
Then
located will depend on the pay.
yes, we have figured that one out, and I understand why. So when you open it and you start the view, it's going to ask you certain questions. You're going to answer those questions. Some of those questions you might want to skip past because you probably need to walk all the way around to see them. But it's going to say, take a picture of the sign.
Mhm.
Take a picture of
The grass.
all the shrubbery. Take a picture showing how tall the grass is. Hit one then, take a picture. Take a picture of the dumpster.
Mhm.
Um,
Parking
are there
lot.
any, take a pictures of the parking lot. If there's any holes in the parking lot, please take a close picture. Um, but it's very descriptive of the pictures. Do not leave. Do not close that out until you have, I don't care what app it is, upload the pictures and make sure they get uploaded. That way, you know they're there. You know they went through. Take your screenshot that it went through. Once you get paid for that one, get ready, clean the pictures out. Guess who just realized today? Oh, I need to clean my pictures out. Um,
How often are you paid? How soon can you get paid with I view it?
I view it usually pays within 72 hours. Most of the time, 24.
Okay. So let me ask you this because of Sunday's talk. Even if you're not actively using these apps, have them preloaded and applied to on your phone because if something were to happen, and we know from places that we're told we go into work, you're working 2 hours, and oh, by the way, contracts pulled, see ya. And then you've got babies at home, a sick
Right.
mother at home, the sick cat or dog at home. You have no groceries, rent's due in 10 days. Pop up the maps because you made some money that first day.
Right. And you didn't have, and you're not going to have to wait for the approval process. It's already done.
Yeah.
Um, there, same thing with the
Gig
other stuff
Spot,
we
Mystery
talk
My
about.
Shop. Yeah.
And like GeekSpot, go ahead and go and I Secret Shop, going in there, have the apps downloaded, or at least have it online and be doing the test for the various companies so that you're already approved for those companies.
Yeah, because you absolutely have to have multiple money coming in. Like, I do some tutoring, but the tutoring is starting to dry up even worse with the platform that I'm on because I'm looking, and even the days that normally I have priority hours are just like, um, because of things going on internationally. And so I use GigSpot a lot to supplement. And now it's like with what's going on that we're going to talk about Sunday, it's like, okay, got to pivot and diversify even more. But if you have a car, that's great because it does open you up for shops outside of the home. If you don't, or you cannot, if you only have one car, you can still do mystery shops over the phone. You can go to I In Touch, I Secret Shop. They've got web and phone shops that, and they don't pay as much as, say, you going up to an apartment community and doing a walkthrough, but they still pay and it's still money racking up. The calls don't take long. You're talking about 3 to 5 minutes. Hi, my dog Roger needs to go to blah blah for blah 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 that's written out in your scenario. When's the next appointment? Oh, thank you. We'll have to call you back. Roger is getting a crate. Click, paid, submit for pay, and then you go get paid. Um, you should stop. What is it you said? Stop scrolling Instagram.
Stop scrolling Instagram and do a survey on your phone. Make a phone call and do a mystery shop. Do a mystery shop on a website. Um,
Make some money
make some money.
because it does pay. Even on the survey sites, and we've talked about this before in other videos, we've got our young gentleman who came into the Zoom on the Facebook group. He will clear almost $500 this month on just survey sites. And he does not sit there and live on the site.
He has a
But
regular full-time job that runs 40 plus hours a week. It's
yeah,
being picky about what you do. And it's not necessarily, I can't get on cloud for nothing. Becky's on it.
yeah,
Some of y'all are on Prolific and can't get a survey. We realized the other day there was a lady that she's clicking in there and saying she only wants to see surveys that are worth X number of dollars. Well, don't do that. A $1 survey may take you a minute. It may
or it
take
might be a
10, it
screener.
may take, yeah, it's just a screener to something that's going to pay 24 to $150.
Yeah.
I did a 10-cent screener on one of the bigger sites, ended up making more than $125.
Yeah, I remember that.
Most people would have turned it down because, oh, it's just 10 cents. It was a screener to see if I had the right demographics. And they asked me to do something for 10 minutes every day for 7 days. because I done it every day. I set
Mhm.
an alarm and done it. I got a bonus.
Mhm.
And then I done it again for another 7 days. I got
Mhm.
another bonus because I done it for both weeks, and I got another bonus because I did it every single day. I didn't miss a day.
Yeah.
And then I had like a 30-minute interview
Mhm.
at the end, and just the interview, the doing it. And if I'd have skipped a day or two here and there, I would have still got that interview at $125. But I got several bonuses along the way too, all because I took a 10-cent survey.
Yeah. And I've done focus groups off a 10-cent survey talking about exotic products. Oh, if you're in the position to do this, what would you look for? Okay, well, I'm going to sit here and chat and talk about it. If you buy this and make this for your family, we're thinking about a new product. What would you put in it? 10-cent
And
survey.
according to your demographics, you may get a lot of surveys on this site and not on that site.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Demographics are everything. And if your situation changes, update your about you and your profile.
yes, because if you start answering the questions and telling the truth, but you haven't updated your profile, they're going to kick you out thinking you're just faking stuff because they want real information.
Yeah.
And none of
Because,
it's personal.
yeah, it's automatic. So let's go back. And you talked about roadie a little bit. So, and I don't think you've done roadie, taken
I
an
haven't
assignment.
done anything on roadie, but this weekend when I go over to the next county to do all those others and do my errands, I'm gonna check it. And if there's anything, roadie will put the approximate weight of the heaviest item in there. And as
Mhm.
long as it's within the weight limits my doctor has set for me, and on my way back or in the immediate area, I'm gonna go ahead and take a couple.
Okay. So we may hear an update Sunday.
If I do anything, yes.
Okay, sounds good. We have a couple of places like there's apps called Ship Smart where you do convenience stores, clean
Oh
up,
yeah,
take it before.
there was one in there that was close by. They needed somebody to come in and do the cleaning at a gas
Convenience.
station that was gas station convenience store in a different county, but um it was about 25 miles, and it was paying $15 an hour for a minimum of 3 hours.
Yeah.
And they just wanted you to come in and sweep mop the floors, sweep mop the walk-in cooler out, and clean the bathrooms.
Yeah.
I mean,
And they pay within 24 hours. I know Shift Smart does.
right,
Their direct deposit daily pay. And they're low barrier for most parts, for most gigs.
right.
Some, if you're going to do some of these and go into someone's house, you're going to get a background check. Like for a realtor or something like that, like they're trying to sell a house or take insurance damage off a roof or something like that. You'll have a background check, but a lot of them are very low barrier. So this is not something like, oh, I have no experience. I've never done this before. What are y'all talking about? Y'all talking crazy when you talking about no almost $200 be doing an errand and hitting these places, but you did. It depends what's around you, what's around where you're going. If I live in a very small town, but there's a very big town that I'm going to, is there a way to check what's in the big town before I hit it?
Sometimes, the best thing to do, I view it is with a mile radius. Geek Spot shows me stuff that's 50, 60 miles around me. But you can always check it when you get there. If it's one of those that does on based on your current location, check it when you get there.
Yeah.
Please don't check it while you're driving down the road. If you got somebody riding with you, let them check it.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I went to Missouri several times last year, and one time I was sitting at the gas station getting gas, and I checked, I view it, and I was hungry, and there was some frozen yogurt specialty shop I'd never heard of, but apparently it's a big franchise across the country, about a mile and a half, 2 miles down the road from me. I went down there and got me something to eat, got introduced to a new store, got reimbursed for what I bought, and got paid $15 for doing it.
Yeah.
And
So
I was
if
in a
you
whole
are
nother
tra-
state from where I live.
so if you are traveling, you could pick up mystery shops at eating establishments and get reimbursed for
Yes,
your lunch. Yeah.
yes. I mean, they may tell you what you need to order. Um, Suck it up. If you don't like it, taste it just enough to do it. Because a lot of times they don't ask you about the food, they ask you about the service.
Yeah.
They may ask you what it looked like. They may taste it one time and eat it and see, and then take it home and see if anybody in the family wants it. But don't do that if nobody's going to eat it. Okay, that's a waste of your
Wasteful.
time.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Um, and I'm gonna tell y'all something else. I'm gonna throw something in here on Becky. Tell you something. If you eat a lot of canned food,
Mm-hmm.
those cans are worth money. It takes me more than a year. I'm by myself. I don't eat a lot of store-bought canned foods, but I wash the cans or you're gonna draw bugs. I pull the paper off, throw it in the trash can. I don't even take the lid completely off. I fold it back, stick it in the dishwasher. If you're gonna wash them by hand, please be careful and don't get cut. Let them when they come out the dishwasher, they're dry.
Mm-hmm.
Throw them in clear bags and separate. Those cans are steel. Put your aluminum cans if you drink soda pops and stuff like that in a separate one and put them in. You can buy the clear bags.
Mm-hmm.
They're not that expensive. Put them in those, out in the garage, out behind the house, out in the barn, wherever you got to put them. Don't go sell your metal unless you're going that way anyway, unless you've got a couple of 100 pounds.
Yeah.
And check you on your prices to make sure what prices are.
Yeah. Because it's you can make money selling copper, brass.
Oh yeah, brass is going real good. Yeah. Um. So there are ways, and I know people judge. I've seen people go, "Ooh, got all that trash stacked up in their yard," and I'm looking at it going, that's steel, that's ferrous metal, that's non-ferrous, that's steel cans, that's aluminum." Let me tell you what, about 20 years ago, there was a place like that in where we lived. And one of my sons-in-law and a friend went up there and cleaned it up and made a right pretty penny. There was washers and dryers over here. That's steel. There was probably 500 walkers. They are made out of aluminum. These people had not folded them. They collected them and just, for whatever, had never taken them off. These youngins went in there and the walkers fold. They folded them up, stacked them up in the back of a truck and on a trailer. It was worth driving 99 miles and
Yeah.
back. Um, and it's good stewardship.
It absolutely
Batteries,
is.
batteries. You got friends that's got car batteries sitting around. Offer to take them off for them. If you take them to O'Reilly's, they'll give you $10 store credit per battery.
Yeah.
Tell me you don't need something for your car.
Yeah.
You
And most
need
places have
oil,
at
you need air
O'Reilly's.
pressure. Yeah, AutoZone I think AutoZone is $8. It may be whatever it is now. But you need things for your car. You need oil. You may need spark plugs. You may need wires,
Battery
whatever,
charger.
a battery charger. Um, there are ways to save money. There are ways to make money.
Hmm.
Repurpose and reuse. I
So
love this coming through right here where it's
I know where it says hustle.
yeah. We
um,
have a little secret that I tried to work on today and didn't give myself enough time, and it's still behind me, but it will be revealed eventually.
so let's pivot into another way to save money because we talk about making money. We've done talk about the apps making money. Now let's talk about to these people. Now you and I were old. We remember the P&G coupons coming in the mail.
Mhm.
Talk about
I
apps.
remember S&H green stamps.
Oh Lord.
I remember the little coupons in Lucky Strike
Yeah,
cigarettes.
yeah. So what coupon apps are you using?
I used the Dollar General coupon app.
Hmm.
Um, hold on just a second.
Okay, so you can use coupons at the Dollar Tree, y'all. You can take a
Yes.
dollar and quarter item.
Print you out some coupons. There is $5 stuff in the Dollar Tree now.
I
I
know.
can't even call it the dollar and a quarter tree anymore. I got to figure out what I'm gonna call it now. I remember when
I
Family
ca-
Dollar first come out and
Mhm.
nothing in the store is over $5.
Oh, I remember. Nine more. Um, but we've talked a little bit about food deserts a little before. Places where grocery stores are not easily accessible by public transportation, and not everybody has a car. So if you only have a Family Dollar in your area, if you only have a Dollar Tree, um, you can use coupons there.
Yes. And there are still, you can go to Swag Bucks and print out coupons. And let me tell you a little secret. If you do it at Swag Bucks,
Hmm.
there's a code on that coupon. And when you use that coupon,
Hmm.
you get your cents off. Plus you earn
Points.
swag points.
Yeah. And P&G, you can just label, they've got printable coupons. Say you don't have,
Yes.
grandma doesn't have a smartphone. Print the coupons off. They're still good. They still have the barcode. They're still
I
good.
still get coupons in the mailbox for
I do
stuff.
not.
I
I do
do
not.
some. There's still some in some of the Sunday newspapers, not as much. There is a go to coupons.com. You can print, they
Yep.
have an app now, but you can also print coupons. And then they're gonna track it. You're not gonna get to use more than two coupons. You cannot stack two
Mhm.
manufacturer coupons, but you can stack a manufacturer coupon and a store coupon.
Yes.
Um, plan your trips. I mean, I
Give
go
us
to
a
Dollar
story about
General.
it.
I
Yeah.
go to Dollar General on Saturdays because there's 5 off 25 on Saturdays.
Mhm.
I look and see what's on sale.
Mhm.
Okay, I may not need dish detergent this week, but I'm gonna need dish detergent. So I do, I get dish detergent. Um, I may not need a pack of toilet paper this week, but I'm going to.
Yeah.
So I grab if it's on sale and there's a coupon for it and da da da, I get that. Then I know buy dog food there. I would do buy some um beauty products there if they're on sale
Mhm.
and there's a coupon, bringing it down even further. And that's what I go get.
Yes, and you can
I
bring a
buy
family.
ahead. I buy ahead. Some
Yes,
people
and if
call
you
it
have family,
stockpiling. It ain't stockpiling when you can go over to your sister's house or your mama's house and they've got some and they hand it to you, or you've got a friend
Mhm.
and and you need a $5 thing of laundry soap and they'll let you buy it for $2 because you a friend and they got it in their stockpile. A lot of people that are accused of stockpiling are just thinking ahead. Remember, you went to Granny's
Mhm.
and she had everything. Anything she needed, anything you might need.
Yes. And this is a good way to do it. If you're single or you don't have a lot of kids or a lot of people, but you still want to take advantage of deals, go with friends
Hmm.
and combine your money. Let everybody PayPal, Cash App you, whatever. Have somebody go to the store. You can talk on video, get the appropriate things. You can buy a big 20 thing of toilet paper, bust that open, stick it in little bags, and divide it up.
Yeah. I mean, I've had coupons for stuff that I didn't use,
Mhm.
but I have bought it and went and put it in the blessing boxes around town.
Yeah. Bless your local church. Bless your local food pantry. Bless your helping hands. Um, you can bless
The
women's
nursing
centers,
home, the
the
nursing
nursing
home,
homes,
the
veterans home.
domestic violence shelters, and um men are victims of domestic violence also, not just women. I'm not going to say how much one way or the other, but I have personally witnessed, and I guess I stay on it because I was so shocked. Um, I have seen men that refuse to even hit back, and when they were hit first, just stand there and take it. Three that I can think of in my lifetime.
Yeah.
One's
And
dead now.
yeah,
She's in jail.
yeah. So there's a lot of opportunity. And like I said, you can take them to the Dollar Tree, literally. If you've got a dollar off coupon for a can of green beans that sometimes the green beans are under a dollar, they're 75 cents or something. You're walking out with free green beans. You really are. Now, if
Yep.
you don't eat green beans, you've got neighbors, you've got family, you've got friends, you've got charitable organizations within. Nope, not answering that. Um, with check your phone. It's the group. So you've got people in the community that you can help. You can put together, and let's talk about this Thanksgiving meal. How do you get a Thanksgiving meal for free from Ibotta?
Ibotta every year does this thing where, and it's enough for a family of one or two.
Hmm.
It's a turkey breast,
Hmm.
frozen turkey breast, a box of stovetop stuffing,
Hmm.
2 cans of green beans, a can of French fried onions, 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup.
Hmm.
There's something else in there.
A dessert.
Anyway, it usually runs about $20 before taxes, maybe 25 before taxes. And they do it at Walmart. So Walmart is helping to do it. And then you run your receipt
Receipt.
through Ibotta and you get 100% of it back. You get $20 back. It's usually 20. I think it may go up eventually to about 25, but it covers it. You may, according to what your taxes are, you may end up spending a dollar or two. But
Yeah.
speaking about making money from receipts, you can run those receipts through the same receipt through 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, ever how many apps out there
Hmm.
that you want to
Like Receipt
use.
Hog.
Yeah, there's Receipt Hog, Ibotta, Swag Bucks,
Hmm.
um, Checkout 51,
Hmm.
um, Receipt Pal, Fetch, several others. And okay, if you make a dime on one receipt from each of those apps and you run it through 10 apps, that's $1 off of taking one picture and uploading it
Yeah,
10 times, just doing this 10 times.
yeah, absolutely. So we've kind of talked about a lot of side gigs. We've been at this for a while. Um, and I know that you've got stuff you got to do, and there's stuff I've got to do. So what kind of wrapped up thoughts do we have? What kind of deals are we getting in the video description today?
We are going to get some referral links to some apps that I have used and know that they are legitimate and they work.
And pay.
And pay. They're honest, legitimate companies.
Mhm.
Um, if you have questions about those, you can contact me here or on the Facebook group if you're a member. If not, please come join. We
Link
need
up
more
below.
people sharing stuff. Um, don't send me a Facebook Messenger unless you have sent me a friend request or I will never see it. It will go to the other folder and then it will go to the spam folder that's inside the other folder. And it may be 2 years before I ever see that.
Yeah, just join the group. We have a general chat. Pop in. You can comment on the video. That's fine. Um, so I had something else I wanted to talk to you about.
I don't even remember what you told me. Oh, the
French
French
press.
press, the link you wanted.
Yes, so the French press, because I do believe the thing that you use to do the links for the referrals will also take referrals under them for people to do links for them too. Are you going to
Yes,
drop your referral link for that too?
that's a possible.
Okay, well, she'll think about it. What's going on with that blog, Miss Mary Ellen? Now it's been a few days.
I haven't touched that thing. I have too much to do.
I hear you, so do I. But I've updated mine with my humiliating defeats, online defeats for the week. Um, it was not a go thing on the blog. It was, oh, you poor thing. But hopefully there'll be good news come Sunday. We both will have good news tomorrow. I'm going to upload this video tonight to go out tonight. We will do a members video, only video for Sunday. Um, we're going to get into some stuff I want to talk about some of the topics we're going to talk about Sunday, but we're going to deep dive into them on a little more personal level um, about how that's affected us personally. And we'll do that for the members video. So if you've not been a member, please like and subscribe to the channel. Costs you nothing, helps our algorithm, which of course has gotten a big boost. Yay. But anyways, thank you all so much. We will see you next time.
See you
Bye.
Sunday. Bye.